Oh.
There we go. Right.
It's got to be OBS that's not got the right. This must be going on default again.
Yeah, it's because it's my own fault because I bought myself a speaker, and I flick if I don't want to speak to anyone. I just put the speaker on, or if I'm watching Sky during the day when I'm working, then I'll turn my speaker on and listen to Sky as I'm working. Whereas when I do the podcast, I check my headphones in, and therefore everything all fails. So yes, we're late, 32 minutes late. So
I'm glad Smiley's around. They can always point out the obvious.
we can, but we're here, and hopefully people will understand that
Life takes over.
life is busy. I had to buy my wife a new car earlier, so I managed to finish work
You keep saying had. You wanted to.
No, I had to.
It's convenient for you as well.
I had to help my wife buy a new car earlier because her car had a baddie, and it was very expensive to fix. So it was more economical to buy a new car rather than fix it. On the other notes, I've tipped a bunch of nicotine all down my hands. It's all over my hoodie. And it's on my keyboard as well, so if the day gets stressful, I can just start licking my keyboard. And we'll see where that takes us.
Just keep an eye out, make sure you don't pass out from nicotine poisoning.
Like but I hope you are all well. I am once again joined by Derek. Derek is also joining me for comms, which is going to follow this. We have an action-packed next 20 minutes. To try and get as many things in as possible before the race starts. We have the super sprints going on in the background. We have, as I completely forgot last week because I was having more family stuff, to do one lucky patron draw. We got 2 lucky patron draws. So we're going to try.
What's a lucky patron draw?
So if you are a patron and you contribute at least £3 a month, you reserve your driver number, and every week you get put into a draw, and if your number comes out, you win £5. If nobody wins that week, then it rolls over to £10. Nobody wins second week, then it rolls over to £15, and so on and so on and so on. And we've had winners which have won about 40 odd pounds. I think Hutch was one of them.
Yeah, Keddy won 35 and gave it back.
Yeah, Kevin McKentry and Ben Milden, I think, were our previous lucky winners. So we got 2 winners to go through, and we've also got a little bit of a discussion around the calendar for next season. So without further ado, shall we get on? Should we start with one patron draw, Derek?
Well, I was just. Did we not do that last week? No.
No, I forgot.
Did you?
Yeah.
It shows you how much I pay attention. I thought we'd done it.
No, I completely forgot.
Did somebody complain to you?
Always. Everyone always complains to me.
We didn't get our draw.
Everyone always complains. But hey.
Well, it's always your fault. That's why I stopped being an admin. It can't be my fault anymore.
Can I do the same? Right.
You can, yes.
So here is our new wonderful number picker.
Is the Nissan what you won?
That's actually what I bought earlier. 2019 plate, but it was 16 or 17. Anyway, right, okay. So we have our numbers: minimum of 1, maximum of 199. We hit this button and things get twizzled round. And where will it stop? Nobody knows. Who's the lucky patron winner? This is how it goes.
97.
97. Does anyone know?
Oh, I've not got it up. I'm a terrible co-host.
You are. I think that's possibly a number. So I don't want this spreadsheet. I want this spreadsheet.
Can't find our website. I need to be on the ball more.
You do. So here is our lucky patron, lucky patrons, and we do not have a 97.
97.
So our next draw, which will take place in the not too distant future, will be for 10 English pounds. So 97 was our first one, and we'll have another one in a moment. So let's have a...
Actually, Christopher Gedman might be a bit upset because that's his number back to front.
He's not 59. He's 79.
Yeah, it was 97, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I was looking at the closest one to him, which was Buzzy or Alfie, which is 95. Again, my brain is not entirely into gear yet.
Well, they're in for a royal treat because mine's just not been in gear for a week.
A week? Is that it?
Oh, it's been terrible.
I would have said longer than a week.
Oh, it's been bad. It's not been this bad for more than a week though.
Right. So let's have a... I'm trying to think of the best way to be able to do this.
So what we're going on to, what we try to talk about, and I can maybe help you. You've
Uh,
got the itinerary in front of you.
itinerary? We don't have an itinerary.
No, but it's in your head. You're the only one that knows what we're doing next.
Yeah. Let's have a look at our next season's calendars.
Okay.
So if we get this screen open...
Are you going to leave Tuesday's calendar to the end?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So next season's calendar. So we have a style which we like to run with, which is racing on Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Do you have a calendar to put on screen so you
Yes.
can see it now? Okay.
Oh, patience! Patience, Derek, patience! So we have a calendar which we like to run to, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, with an endurance event that takes place on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Patience, Keddy says patience. There's been some fantastic work in the background by Mr. Keddy for what I'm about to show you. It's already been revealed on the Discord, so it shouldn't be that much of a surprise.
I missed that one.
Right, so this is next season's ACLIF Sim Racing Rookies GT3 Season 6. So I think the races where it's a mix between 60-minute races or two 30-minute races has worked well this season. I've enjoyed the 60-minute races more than the 30-minute races. So we start off the calendar.
Can I just point out that the wee icon for the weather doesn't mean rain, it means realistic weather, because I got in trouble for believing it was rain. I thought we had a whole calendar of rain, I was looking forward to it. Keddy corrected me.
So we've got, we start off at Kailami with a 60-minute race. Then we have two 30-minute races at the curb that is Zolder. Alton Park reappears again for next season for round 3 with a 60 minutes. Quota of 2 minutes, 2 30-minute races of track limits is round 4. A fan favourite of Snetterton is a 60-minute race. Then we have 2 lap 1, turn 1 events at Monza for 2 30-minute races, and then Derek's favourite track, Hungaron Ring, to finish off the season on May the 4th.
I was looking at it. Kyalami, Zolder and Alton Park I like. Kota I've never drove at, Snetterton I've never drove at, Monza I'm not a big fan of, and Hungaron Ring I hate. So it's a mixed bag for me.
So we are hoping to obviously get 80 cars and 2 tiers. And there will be a prize for the winner, and you will once again have comms by the passionate Italian of Chromatics, who will do the comms again for next season. I
get to be in the comms channel this time instead of the war tier.
I'm going to go away from that while I go into the inner gubbins of FRL on SimGrid to bring up our Friday calendar. I don't think it's any different, but no, it's not.
I'd imagine the only difference will be probably in the pit strategy and the time.
So,
Because I'd imagine it'll all still be about 60 minutes.
So yes,
I could be wrong.
no, they are all 60 minutes. We follow the same calendar of Kyalami, Zolder, Alton Park, Kota, Snetterton, Monza and Hungaroring. Fridays at 8 PM, GT3, 60 minutes, real weather, 1 pit, tyre, no fuel, so exactly the same as this season with a 20-minute pit window, 6 tyre sets, 4 classes across 2 servers. So you'll have the pros and silver in tier 1 essentially, or server 1, and the AMs and pro-AMs in server 2.
And when we go to Monza, it's just throw everything together for a laugh.
So there's live comms by myself and Chromedix. There's prizes for the winners of each tier, I believe.
Each tier?
Mm-hmm. So prospect of 20 pros.
Oh, wait a minute. Are we talking? When you say tiers, are you talking servers, or are you talking the actual classes? Like I think silver, pro-am and am.
I think it's actual classes.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's a big move.
Yeah, I think that's what was agreed. I will double check.
Kenny said if you scroll down, you'll be able to see that. No.
Okay.
Oh,
well, we'll say yes. Yes. Scroll down, you'll see. Right. Okay. So that is our more down, more down,
all the way to the bottom.
Ah, there we go. So prizes: Pure Sim Gear, Sim Racing Products prizes as follows: Pro P1 gloves with custom prints, Pro P2 gloves, Silver P1 gloves and socks, Silver P2 gloves, Pro-Am gloves, Pro-Am P2 socks, Am P1 gloves, Am P2 socks. So Pure Sim Gear have gone all out this season.
Yeah, I'm interested. Is it because it's a custom print for the pros, and then gloves and socks? Would that be
standard?
Maybe the difference there?
Yeah. But absolutely fantastic from Pure Sim Gear for that. So yeah. Please make sure you visit their website and purchase some goods.
Yeah, and if you don't stick around, you don't get a prize. Yeah, brilliant.
Absolutely, and it's nice to see as well that there's prizes for P1 and P2. So 8 prizes.
Yes.
Well, I bet 10 prizes in total for 8 positions, which is.
Well, I'll be honest with you, even more than that, is it's nice to see that it's a prize for all tiers, or all classes, because usually prizes are not cheap to come by, and usually you find it's just the top tier that get prizes.
Absolutely. Right.
So.
What do you get if a Scottish man and a Sheffield man cross the road? Absolute chaos.
Yeah.
Absolute
Depends
chaos.
which road it is.
The M4 probably.
Why is my head so fucking... I swear my head.
Right. So from the...
I broke it.
You have, now we can see your gut.
I broke it.
So...
Talk amongst yourselves while I destroy my camera.
A crash and a lot of confusion. Yes, a big belly.
That one.
Right,
Big belly.
My head was already like mush, and we got 15 minutes to get through this. So, from the creators... No, British GT is last, Keddy. This is from the creators...
I thought he was talking about my belly, big gut time or something.
Belly's gonna get you.
Cheeky bugger.
From the idiots that brought you the late night Porsche Cup event, which takes place every Thursday at 10 PM, we decided we'd try something with traction control this time. And no, it's not the mighty.
Lambo?
And it's not the mighty Ginetta. No, it's not the Jaguar. No, it's not the well, this is it. So next season, the late night returns once again with the same calendar as Thursdays, but in Super Trofeo. Yeah, the Lamborghini Super Trofeo. So late night cup was my idea. So yeah, I'm an idiot. That was Smiley, not me. So this is for a short 10-minute qualifying and a 30-minute race on a Thursday evening. Follow the same track as what happens within the rookies and in Pure Sim Gear GT3 Friday, but you're racing in a Lamborghini ST. So please sign up when that gets released, which is in the not too distant future, I believe.
I might try that one.
If I'm in a good mood, which very rarely happens at the moment, I will do comms for it. Otherwise, it's just it's just a bit of fun anyway.
Why don't you race it more than do comms for it? Because it is more for a bit of fun for the guys. It's also later on at night where less people are likely to watch. You can just drive it. I feel like I'm sitting too high now. I'm above you.
I could just drag you down.
No, it's alright. I'll fix that camera when we get done.
Yeah, is that better?
You made me look like a giant, a big fat giant.
Right, okay. Our last, but by no means least. This was one of our first series that we ran in FRL, but we're going to do it with a bit of a twist. The Super Sprints which we have on in front of us at the moment, I love it. However, I don't think everyone else loves it.
Yeah, I think we were discussing that earlier. It's very aggressive driving because you've got very little time to get your position. And we seem to lose a lot of people after our first couple of races that have probably died.
Yeah, and Tuesday, bearing in mind, Tuesday, right, was meant to be my night off of everything. And I've ended up commentating pretty much all the series. I've ended up adding some extra stuff to me in doing the podcast. So
Keddy's going mad in the chat. Get to the BGT. Show the prizes. Get to the BGT.
Well, I can't wait for him to get on. So next season, Tuesday nights will be a bit of a change. We are going back to the British GT, and this will be season 2. Keddy won the last British GT. And we start off on April the 4th with Donington Park, then to Brands Hatch, to the fan favourite that's Snetterton, the most overrated track in racing, Silverstone, and the most revered track in, well, I don't know. Alton Park's not too bad, I suppose.
I don't know if it's revered. It's a brilliant track. It's like a roller coaster. I think that's where people enjoy it.
Yep.
It's very unforgiving if you get it wrong, though. Especially coming down the hill after the first corner through the kink.
Yeah.
Screw that up, you're in the wall down the bottom.
So this will be featuring GT3 and GT4 mobiles. It will be 80 minutes long. Real weather, 1 pit full for tyres and fuel, 43-minute stint timer. There will be 6 tyre sets and teams of 1 and 2. So you can go by yourself or you can hold hands with a friend. And there'll be prizes for the winners. So where are we going? The prize is GT3 winning team will receive a Keddy livery, and they are pretty good, in fairness. So Keddy will do them an ACC livery design.
I think you undersold that a little bit. Keddy's designs are coming along very nicely and being very, very good now.
I absolutely agree.
It's just the way you said they're okay nowadays. Seems a bit undersold there. I think the more he does them, I think the much better he's getting. I think he should start charging.
Absolutely, Keddy, your liveries are fantastic, and if you're a patron, if you're a top tier patron member, you also get a livery. So yes, just putting that extra cell on. So that's something that's going to change up a little bit for next season. So we're going to do, rather than super sprints of 2 races of 30 minutes, we're going to do 1 race of 80 minutes. And GT3 and GT4 cars, it'll be an option of...
Smiley says in the chat, he says if you like, he can offer a losing livery as a booby prize, make it awful looking.
Do you know what? Chris's liveries are really good as well.
Yeah.
Sergio being an architect, his liveries are pretty good. Crazy's liveries are pretty good.
Yeah.
I have.
But see, the other thing about these guys that you're talking about, they get really pernickety, and if it doesn't line up just perfectly, right, under a microscope, they're not happy.
Yeah. Whereas me, I'm just happy if it works.
Yeah. Throw it on there and see. That looks okay. Done.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. So we've managed to go through one lucky patron draw. We've managed to reveal the calendar for the rookies, the Fridays, the Super Trofeos, and British GT. We're not doing too bad now.
No, that's an hour's work in 30 minutes.
Next on our list, believe it or not, we did have an itinerary, but it's a very rushed one, is patron lucky draw number 2. So last time out, it was number...
Easy for you to say.
Number 97. And this time, we start fresh again with 999 numbers on the board. Yeah. And if we press the spin button, where will it stop? Nobody knows. One lucky patron winner. That's where the money goes.
Stop on 97 again.
837.
837. You know, I still don't have it up on screen. I'm the worst co-host ever.
So, we, Danny, and FTRL Blue Flag were the closest to it, but it rolls over to 15 English pounds for next week. I've favorited this one, by the way, so at least we have it available for us for next time. So
does it? That was what I was going to ask you. When it picks up a number, does it remove it from?
No.
Being used next time?
No. Shouldn't.
So I mean, well, I'm just wondering. I mean, if 41 came up 3 weeks in a row, we might start getting a bit.
Why are you not on that list? Smiley. Where are you? You are, aren't you? Oh, you were.
Did his bank account cut it off?
792. Yes.
We had a couple of people have that problem.
792. You should be on that. Let me just double check. Well, I'm not checking now, but I will check after the race and see what happened.
Right, so you've also to show Breezers, Brazzers, Valentine offer. What's that?
It's where you get your tits out for everyone to see.
Oh! Right, that's only the winner gets those pictures.
The winner of the GT4 gets a picture of Derek's tits. Oh. Yes. It's a family-friendly show, yes. It is.
That's alright, it's a family-friendly OnlyFans. By that I mean my friendly families on it.
Do you know what? It wasn't originally designated to be an adult entertainment site. It was generally it was meant to be like Patreon.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, where you subscribe to something and then you got given extra stuff, and then it just developed into what it is.
It's pretty much everything goes that way eventually. Sex ends up coming up and everything.
Wow.
I didn't realise until probably a few months ago that Twitch is open to anything. I don't know how half those people don't get. Oh, geez, I've seen some rotten stuff on there. And I don't know why I get sent it. I'm like, who's sending me this shit?
See, I thought.
I won't tell you some of the stuff that come through.
See, I knew YouTube was I knew Twitch wasn't as restricted as YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's really restricted. Twitch, as long as you keep your clothes on, you can generally get away with it. No accidents either. But then when you move on to the likes of Facebook and Twitch, Facebook and Twitter.
Twitter's a free-for-all.
Yeah, that's the one I was meaning. Twitter was the one that I've seen some awful things lately.
Yeah, Facebook is...
The nicest thing that came into my inbox the other day was advertising a website with a little short video of porn actresses getting enemas. I was like, what? And that was the nicest thing I've got. Like, I'm like, why am I getting this stuff? What have I looked at? Whose Twitter have I looked at to get this crap?
Well,
I have to tell you.
Well, next week we can
Horrible.
we can have a look at Derek's followed list on Twitter, and we can investigate why.
There's nobody, that's the thing, there's about 50 people on there, and it's all mostly family and friends from America. There's nobody on there, I think, no, I don't even think there's any stars on there. It's weird. My Instagram I got rid of because I made the mistake of following somebody on that, some porno actress. And the next thing I knew, I had so many people just adding me as friends and getting videos and pictures and stuff of BBWs and men, women and stuff like that. I was like, no, I cancelled my whole account. I made 3 accounts and I don't use any one of them because they're all screwed up.
That says more about you than anything else.
Well, it does, but I don't even go in and look at these things. They send me something, I'll have a look at it, which maybe that encourages it. I don't know. I had to get rid of my. It's not called Tinder. It's Tumblr. I had 2 Tumblr accounts at one point, and they went the same way. I was like, no. And my Twitter looks like it's going to be going bye shortly as well.
Right. Before we enter the dark web, evening, Mr. Floppy Fox. How's the cat? Run, Mr. Firth, run. It's all gone wrong. Absolutely, it has gone wrong. We can stay on this screen, actually, can't we? I think we can.
Yeah, I don't understand. I've never understood why you switched off to switch back on when we're not really doing it in between.
No, neither have I.
Well, unless you have to get Ryan set up properly this week.
No, Ryan's not in tonight. He's delivering things.
Oh, he got his new steering wheel and he's out delivering.
Yeah, he's outside. So, fastest lap. I just got to add something in because to this. Oh, it's already in use. Add existing. Fastest lap. Okay.
Norpec might not be here. I don't think. Has he not won already?
He hasn't won yet, but
if he wins today, it'd have to be a winner, surely.
yeah, he usually arrives.
He's had 1 second. He's only had 1 second place.
He's usually he got beaten by Skylar Lovering last time out.
Yeah, he had a bad race,
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
He usually arrives very, very late in the day, so we've got 4 minutes apparently until qualifying. We've got Watkins, Glen.
Yeah, but that may get changed early. You never know.
Yeah, well, it depends who's in. So Nopec, like I said, does usually arrive late. So, what's your thoughts on Watkins, Glen? I'm going to take my headphones off when you talk. So,
I like Watkins Glen, however, I can't really say much because I've never raced it here. I've never raced it on ACC. I've got 0 medals for it. So I don't actually know what it feels like. I have raced it on iRacing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've not had to drive the boot yet.
The boot?
Yeah, I've never drove the boot. So on iRacing I drove the ops. There's like 4 layouts, and the one I drove on iRacing was for the Mazdas, and it didn't have the boot. It was the wee cut through.
Yeah, oh Christ! I raced on it once in an endurance event in another league. I can't remember what the league was, and I was the slowest by a country mile out of my team, which is no surprise really. And it's this section, as we can see Nico Veltman going up the hill into the bus stop, is probably my favourite bit because it's the bit where generally nothing can go wrong. And then you go into the bus stop, and that's where everything goes wrong.
Lap 1. Coming up the S's in lap 1 can be quite dangerous if you get 3 wide.
Yeah. So
I do tend to agree with you the fact that the bus stop can be a problem because everybody's getting draft on each other. They're getting ready to pass and coming up to a very difficult place. Well, we discussed it last time. It's very difficult to go into the bus stop too wide.
Yeah.
Never mind anything more than that.
Because it's a smack on the brakes, and then drift through it, isn't it? Really. So we have just started qualifying at 8 o'clock. So good timing, Mr. Kraziz and co.
Yes.
We're just watching Alan Brown going through the bus stop now. So AMS get the
Yeah, that's
first.
who it clicked to when it done it for me as well. Straight to him.
Oh no, I did this myself. So I put it on Mr. Brown, and he's gone now to Blanchett. So AMS. Oh Christ, someone was off on the side, struggling.
Oh, that's Chris Soter.
Uh, yeah.
That's one of our endurance teammates. I'm glad he's in the opposite team from Monza.
Yeah, Mr. Robstra and Chris Sauter in Team 1, and Derek, King of the Hills, and I in Team 2.
Yes. I need to get some practice in. That's this weekend, isn't it?
Next weekend.
Oh, is it next weekend? I've got some time then.
Yeah, so start next week. So I will start Friday night, Saturday morning. Maybe just Saturday morning. So 8 minutes for the AMs, 8 minutes for the pros. Then we go into a 25-minute sprint race. Then another 16-minute qualifying, and then another 25-minute sprint race. We haven't checked out the standings in my constant neglect of everything that I should be doing. I don't.
Sky was out on a AM qualifying session again.
Dun, dun, dun. So
Woody's on it.
is it? Good boy.
Yeah.
So our standings in this series, we've got Mr. Nopek currently top of the tree on 407 points, Skylar Loverink in P2 with 359 points, Dean Power in P3 with 341 points, Senadore in 4th. He did have that disconnect last time out at Donington Park, is on 331 points, and Bjorn Dale in 5th place on 307 points. We're into round 6, so can the championship be won? That is the main question. So
Right, I was actually dragged out of the conversation halfway through. I don't know if you noticed.
no, I didn't.
Woody dragged me into a completely separate chat because he's trying to get qualifying done.
So
So I'm back now. What were we talking about?
so the championship. So
Right.
yes, Nopek
I think
can win it.
he's
So
won.
no, he hasn't won yet. He would need to be 160 points in front of Skylar Loverink to have won it before this. He is currently 48 points in front.
So I haven't seen him withdraw, but I also don't know if he checked in. I'm checking that.
He has checked in. So in the AMs, you got Gunter in P1 on 371 points, Chris Fielder on 364 points, so there's only 7 points separating the top two. Gavin Taylor in P3 with 345, Ryan Blanchett in P4. Raki, unfortunately, has the COVID, so won't be racing tonight. He's in P5, but the AMs an awful lot closer than the pros, and Derek's disappeared again, or you're not showing your beautiful little face.
No, that would have happened when I was unceremoniously removed from the cab. There we go.
So we just got 78 now.
Did that not work?
No.
The rest.
So
It's showing me, but not showing you now.
well, I don't think I was in the thing anyway. Anyway, Gunter's currently gone fastest with. Oh no, he's just been overtaken by Chris Fielder. Chris Fielder's now gone fastest with a 44.1. So that's a good thing from him. So just trying to session's best relative. There we go. So AMs are just going round. Derek, are you sure you've not shared your face? Oh, now you have.
Yeah, I've shared it. It's just not coming up on your screen.
Now it has.
There he is.
I just had to click on you.
Oh. Well, I like a good clicking.
You like a good click in the face. We've gone wrong on so many levels tonight, haven't we?
I told you my head is not in the right place this week. I've not been on the PC period because my brain's in a very weird place just now. All I'll say is I've got put on new medication on Wednesday and it's not agreeing with me. I need to call the doctor and have a discussion. It's not an excuse, it's just a reason why I'm being oversharing at the moment.
Okay.
It's a bit like being drunk.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been drunk for a week. You know that feeling when you wake up in the morning after a massively heavy session and you're still somewhat drunk, you get up, you're dizzy, and you
Yeah.
feel nauseous?
Mhm.
That's what the new medication's been doing to me. I'm not enjoying it.
No, I can't imagine. That's a nice feeling. I wish Mr. Nopek is in the server, by the way, just to allay anyone's fears.
Has he arrived?
He has
Yeah, he's just
arrived.
arrived.
So Chris Field is currently top of the tree with a minute and a half left of the AMS qualifying with a 44.1. P2 is Gunter with a 45.3. So that's a 1.2 second difference between
That's
them.
a difference. Yeah.
Gavin Taylor in third with a 45.3. Brizzle in fourth with a 45.4.
Yeah, I think amateurs running 45 and up is probably fine. But that 44 is obviously a bit quick for the
So
amateurs.
I can't go into the lap records at the moment because I'm sharing your face. So
My face is more important.
it is more important.
I can look at them. What you looking for? The fastest time.
Yeah, for Watkins Glen. So go into the dashboard because I think it's
Keep on wanting me to use this dashboard and I can't.
You went mute then, which is probably a bonus. So we got 40 seconds left. Fast, going quicker at the moment is Gunter. He does have a little bit of traffic of an SBR car in front of him. That was him going sideways through the corner. And yeah, that's not going to be a fastest lap, unfortunately, because the Audi lost it in front of him and has meant that he's gone in the wall. So that was Barry Gibbons who unfortunately lost control. Chris Fielder managed to get through that, and he's still going quicker with a 44.1 at the moment. Floppy Fox and his cat are feeling very worried at the and he goes even faster with a 44.080.
Yeah, that's definitely pro times.
Yeah, well, he is pro next season.
The fastest lap that we have, the lap record, was Milton Tomlinson Dennis
Yeah.
with a 1:43.7.
Right. Okay. So I think that's Craig. King of the Hills has just invalidated. Budotto has just crossed the line and he is in P12. Anyone else on a lap at the moment? So Ryan Blanchett has to gain.
All the way back to 777, 55, 428, 738 and number 5 are all on a lap.
So we're just on board
for the AMS.
Ryan Blanchett at the moment, who's just coming into the last two corners. He needs to gain over a second. He was pushing like mad, which has meant that he lost it on the final corner and into the wall. Gavin Taylor can potentially overtake him in that position. He needs to gain just over a tenth of a second. He's currently
Thompson's invalidated and going back to pits as well. So just Brizzle 482 or 428, 77 left to go.
So he jumps up into P3. Gavin Taylor's about to cross the line as well to try and get P3 away from him, and he jumps into P2.
He's got P2, and then last one is Kuzmenko.
Kuzmenko just going through the last corner now.
He's in 13th at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be trying to get higher.
No, he's just hasn't gained enough speed through the last corner and dives into the pits. So that is the end of the AMS qualifying. The pros are back out now. Or the pros are out on the track. So we've got Fielder in P1, Taylor 2, Blanchett in 3, Brown 4, Gunter in 5, Thompson in 6th, Sauter in 7th, Woody in 8th, Craighill in 9th, Barry Gibbons in 10th, Turner in 11th, Budotto in 12th, Kuzmenko in 13th, Marco in 14th, and Claessens had a qualifying ban, I think.
Did he?
Yes, and he's in P15.
He didn't put a single lap in, so I'll go with that one.
Stranvanella had a qualifying ban as well, but he hasn't joined the server tonight, so... Oh no, he has. Yeah, he has. He's in P23, so there he is. He's been a good boy. He hasn't served his... he served his qualifying ban, so the qualifying ban only applies to race 1, not race 2.
We had 2 qualifying bans for this race then.
Yes.
Naughty, naughty boys.
Yeah. So the qualify. Whenever you get your
So,
points, then it applies to that series.
yeah. So that's Loverick coming up to put in his first lap with Nopek right behind him.
Nico Veltman did quite well last week as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a podium, didn't
He had 2 podiums, I think.
he? Second place, I think.
Nico
I've got it
Veltman.
on
Where's Nico Veltman? There he is.
racing results.
2 P2s.
2 Peters, yeah, I thought it was second.
Which I didn't think was a bad effort.
No, that's a stellar effort. To be honest with you, I think anyone coming in any position in the pros and the podium is definitely an achievement regardless.
So Sky Loverink pops himself into P1 with a 43.755. So no Goodway, no Sergio. Bad time tonight. Yeah, absolutely bad time. Where is Mr. Goodway? He's been performing well of late.
Yep.
Not sure.
Must have had maybe still busy at work. Would be the only thing I can think.
Well, I finished at 2:30 today.
That might explain why Woody's took it over managing the session, because that's usually Dave does Tuesdays, right?
Yes. So Melka Garby, so he's stuck at work. That's why Crazy is unfortunately missing. So Melka Garby pops himself in with a 43.3. I think that's the new lap record, isn't it? I know it.
143.3, yes, definitely, because previous one was a 143.7.
Yes.
143.3 decimated it by what? 410? 4.
So are we going to see a 42?
Interesting.
So I'm just randomly selected a car. Are we going to see?
It's not random in the slightest.
Are we going to see a 42?
What did Dale say?
Probably. Oh, you don't think he nailed the final corner?
Final corner, he got a bit too wide there.
So this is just going to be nuts.
He's invalidated.
Is he?
Yep, he invalidated somewhere.
No, he didn't. He popped it in a 43.757.
Was that not where he was at though?
No, because he was in 28th when I looked at him, and now he's in 3rd.
Well, that's a 33.7, so...
A 43.7, so he needs to gain...
Oh, 33.7? Or 43.7,
yeah.
So that's nowhere near a 42 that you were thinking.
No, I thought it was going to be. So Melka Garby, meanwhile, pops a 43.187 in.
Yeah, so I was going to say, there's no way he lost a whole second in the last corner.
No. So where is Mr. Senadori? Senadori hasn't...
He's not got a lap in yet.
No, he's not. He's just going through the last sector now. That's not an invalid lap, so that's a good start. Into the
He's
third.
going very, very, very slow though.
Is he? Because he's 1.7 seconds up, 1.8, 1.9.
Well, maybe that's the secret to that corner then, go slower.
Yeah, he's pushed like mad going through the second to last corner into the final corner, which he has tidied up a lot. And this is going to be his first attempt, and that pops him into P2.
Second place. Yeah.
Yeah. So Garby's going quicker again. Nopek's also going quicker by a good couple of tenths as he attacks the final corner now. So Thomas.
Mercedes is not liking that last corner.
No. So he's dropped a tenth there, but he's second place. That's over 3 tenths behind Melka Garby.
So that's a 43.4.
43.492. Yes. Yeah. Skylar Loverink is back on the track. He's gonna go through the second to last corner now into the final corner. I think he's got a car in front of him as well. He's quite a bit of distance from. I was hoping for a slipstream for him. So the Ferrari comes across the line.
No favourites in your mind then?
No, so he moves up into P3. Senadore is back out on a lap. Garby's just about to start a new lap, and he invalidated his last attempt.
Yeah, I'm watching Nopek. I'm seeing where he's losing his time and invalidating his lapses at the bus stop.
Right. Okay.
That Mercedes is awful going through that bus stop. I don't know how he's going to be able to fix that because you have to mount the curbs in the bus stop, but it's no good to you when you mount the curb that the car's going sideways. That's just
Someone's
an awful
going
idea.
quicker, and it's not Nopek. So
Sanadori.
it's Senadori. He's currently 0.4 of a second up on his time. He dropped a little bit through that stretch. Somehow doesn't invalidate going through the second to last corner. Onto the start-finish straight. Is this going to be provisional pole from Vincenzo Senadori? No, he's in second. So
dear.
he's just fallen just short of the line. Nico Veltman is on a quick lap as well as we go to him. He's 0.2 of a second up. Melka Garby's down on his time. Nopek has finished. The highest he can finish at the moment is in third.
That's it. Yeah, he invalidated the lap early on, but I think it was barely off at the bus stop, so I think he was trying to see what he would have gotten had he been valid.
Yeah, so Nico Veltman going through the final corner. Is he going to improve from his 44.2? Is he going to go into the 43s? He is. He jumps into P5. Nigel O'Brien is just behind. Stays P8. Anyone else we got to play with? Daniel Krishnaider. And it's messed up. And that is the end of qualifying. So I was just getting to my high-pitched, excited voice.
Not like it.
No, it's not. So let's have a quick recap of our grid. So our pole positioned driver is Melka Garby. He's in P1 with Senadori in P2. Lovrink in 3. Nopek in 4. Veltman in 5. Dean Power in 6th. Chris Fielder 7th. Nigel O'Brien in 8th. Bjorn Dale in 9th. Michael Massey in 10th. Daniel Krishnaider in 11th. Michael Firth, Floppy Fox in 12th, Gavin Taylor in 13th, Tomokosh Kish 14th, Blanchett 15th, Brown 16th, Gunter in 17th, sorry I want a hiccup, Thompson in 18th, Sater 19th, Woody in 20th, Craig Hill in 21st, Barry Gibbons in 22nd, Turner in 23rd, Bodotto 24th, Kuzamenko in 25th, Marco in 26th, and Bjorn Klassens 27th. So we've lost Strandvanella, I think.
No, it may not show him because he didn't qualify. Or didn't do qualifying. Who else wasn't? Klassens wasn't doing qualifying.
No.
I don't know.
So I'm not sure what's happened with Mr. Strandvanella.
I'll have a quick look in the chats. But, well, I can't because I'm not in. Right.
But anyway, so that's qualifying done for the Timpsons Super Sprints. We have now a 25-minute race. I'm just trying to clear all my notifications. 11 of you beautiful people watching us. Thank you.
13 on my screen.
Oh, you're winning. So I'm just trying to clear all my Discord notifications because they do my head in. So Twitch is live, YouTube is live for the Taco Tuesday races. So someone was trying to join during qualifying and it didn't let them join. So I think that might be why Strandvanella hasn't continued, because he couldn't get into, his friend couldn't get into the server. That's 30 seconds.
It wouldn't let him in during qualifying.
Nope.
Should have done.
Yeah, should have done.
Qualifying usually doesn't stop you. That's what we usually tell people to do, unless you try to get in during the formation, beginning of the formation race part. That's all I could think. Because he was there up until the end of qualifying, I thought.
Yeah, well, it wasn't him that was a problem. I think it was Allegri, his friend, couldn't get in.
Right.
So they decided to do something else. It is Valentine's Day after all.
Are you suggesting that they're partners?
I'm not suggesting anything. They might be spending time together and going to get a pizza.
You can't assume people's orientation
I'm
and
not. I
gender
haven't.
and things anymore.
I haven't. I haven't. Jesus
Try to
Christ.
help you out here. I'm trying to get you cancelled so you can just race.
I won't. I'd go and sit in the house where it's where I get told off for different things.
That was loud pitched James again, and really worried there, weren't you? No, I didn't. It wasn't me, honest.
Formation lap is underway, Derek.
Oh, yes, it is.
So we've got Garby leading the
I
way.
won't be invited back next week.
Oh, you will. Nobody else will do it, so we're stuck with each other. We'll have to try and figure out what we're going to do for the podcast next season.
What do you mean?
Well, next season, it's Tuesdays. I plan to sit in the house on Tuesdays.
I plan on racing on Tuesdays, so
Oh dear.
unless, yeah, I think I'll do that if I can find a partner. Maybe do a wee GT4 or something. We'll see what King of the Hills is up to. I know he likes a wee driver series, or a driver swap series.
I just.
Although if I don't get my medication under control, I'll be driving backwards.
I just don't know. I want to do something for James on a Tuesday.
It won't be iRacing because iRacing is down for maintenance most of Tuesday.
Yeah, I've noticed that pattern.
Well, it's the first day of their week. So that's when they do all their maintenance, to do a little bit of BOP changes for the tracks the previous week. Then they do their major patches on a Tuesday as well, which looks like it's every 4 weeks to me. So, or maybe every 3 weeks. Because we're on patch 4, so that would be 3 weeks out of 12. But anyway, we're here to talk about ACC and not iRacing.
And most importantly, Melker Garby in pole position, Skylar Lovering in P2, Senadore in 3, Nopek in 4. For the
Nopek's not enjoying the fact he's back 4th. He's up there ahead of Garby right this minute. He says, I will be first by the end of the race.
Well, that's going to be the challenge.
This is the first we've ever seen him start from further back in the pack. He's always had pole at least, hasn't he?
Yeah, pole second. I think his lowest was third.
At least on the front line.
Yeah, I think his lowest was third. So in the AMs you've got Fielder, Taylor, Blanchett, Brown is the top 4. Brown wants to try and get into the podium, into the top 3 positions to the end of the season. Melker Garby is now going towards the second to last corner. Senadore, it will be on his left hand side. So Garby will have the inside line going into turn 1. Then they go up the hill in towards the bus stop. There was once some laughing and giggling on that lap 1 of Watkins Glen, if you remember, Derek.
Lap 1.
Yeah, I think we commentated on a super sprint race 2 seasons ago. And there was a massive crash.
yeah, I think I barely remember. I was just out of surgery though.
Yes.
Was I not?
Yeah, not long out.
I may have been in the chat.
Just before surgery.
Was it just before?
Yeah. So they are going down the start-finish straight. And we are go. So Senadore's had a fantastic start. He's already alongside Melker Garby as they approach turn 1. Nopek's already got the jump on Lovering. Lovering goes into the braking zone. Melker Garby's blocking off Nopek. Nopek is still in 3rd place. Senadore has 2nd place. That's a good start to at least to manage to defend Senadore. Defend Nopek from Senadore and not lose a position. But Melker Garby is away.
Mercedes is going to have some whack all the way up that straight as well.
Yeah, it's all over the back of Senadore as they're weaving left to right. Senadore is just trying to prick his braking zone. Nopek stays in 3rd position, Lovering in 4. Veltman is in 5. So the top 5 drivers have managed to get away. I haven't seen what's happened towards the back of the grid.
Everybody seems to be running. There's not seen any yellow flags. Gibson had a contact by the looks of it, but
Blanchett's lost 12 positions since the start, so I'm not quite sure what's happened with Ryan in car number 5, but he's already going past Marco in P27, so he's just gained up a position. So Melker Garby leads the way from Vincenzo Senadore, from Thomas Novak, from Skylar Lovering and Nico Veltman. Fielder is started quite strongly in the AMS, well in with the pro section as he has been for the majority of the season. Vincenzo Senadore now has Mercedes all in his rear view mirror, but also he's trying to chase down Melker Garby, the car in front. It's nice to see a clean start in the sprints, Derek.
Yeah, as I said, I think it was clean. As you said, Blanchett spilled down quite a bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's no guarantee that was a kill.
Well, apart from... So, turn 1, I think, is a fair first corner, because you've got so much runoff in front of you.
Yeah.
Whereas then, as you go up the hill towards the main, towards the bus stop, then it becomes a little bit more problematic. There is a little bit of a train running with Bjorn Dale, a favourite amongst streams, Michael Firth behind him, and Chris Schneider following him. So Bjorn Dale loves to be on the stream. Senadore has got within 3/10 of Melker Garby.
Yes. Just keep an eye on that while you're looking elsewhere.
Yeah, if you can have a look at the battle for 9th, that would be great.
Battle for 9th.
Yeah, so that's Massey.
So that's Massey and Dale.
Yeah.
And Mr. Firth's not far out of that one either.
No.
There's actually from 8th place back, it's fairly close.
It is. So I'm gonna flick across to 8th place now with Bjorn Dale. So he has. So we've
10th
got
place, Bjorn Dale.
Yeah, Bjorn Dale 10th place. So it's Fielder, Massey, Dale, Firth, Chris Schneider, Kish, and Taylor's not too far away from that either.
Nah, it goes all the way down to Taylor. Grizzle's got a bit of seconds difference. Which actually, who's the Mercedes right in front of him? It's Taylor. He's caught right back up to him. So Taylor's fell back some.
Bjorn Claessens is almost on the back of Barry Gibbons as they approach the second to last corner. This is our battle for last place. Remember, Bjorn started from the pits, so he's going to try and make his way through the field.
Well, that's not the battle for last place because he's sitting in 25th. Oh, he's fell back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's just going down the start-finish straight, and he's made the pass on the Audi. So Honda Power
Gibbons,
wins.
yeah, that Audi's in bad shape.
Yeah. Battle back up to the front of the grid. So Senadore is 3/10 behind Melker Garby. Last time around, though, Thomas Nopek set the fastest lap of a 44.4. Although I think the drivers in front of him may have had track limits, no time gained.
Having a look through the pack, Gibbons looks to be the only one with a bit of damage. Thompson may have a little scrape or two on the back, so it's maybe a wee dent, but nothing serious. Gibbons is the only one that looks to have a bad car at the moment. The rest of the paint jobs look great.
Oh, that's good to see.
So that means we did have a very clean start.
Hallelujah, ladies and gentlemen. Praise the Lord.
Maybe the two quali bands just put everybody's nose in place. Don't be a bad boy.
Don't be naughty. Oh, you're getting told off. So Chris
Yeah.
Souters runs slightly wide in the fight for P17. Neil Woodward is all over the back of him.
Oh, he's killed Souter.
So much all over the... Oh, he's almost going to kill the car behind as well.
Yeah, he decided to stop and wait for Souter to be right and take out the rest of the field at the same time.
Yeah, so let's hope Chris Souter reports him. Although
Yeah,
I do think he's trying to give the position back. I've just noticed a change in position, multiple change in positions. We got Bjorn Dale off the track, defending against Daniel Chris Schneider as they go in up the hill. Chris Schneider is now under threat from Demokos Kish. And
that's not the line you want to take through that second corner, though.
No, it's not.
Or turn one.
You don't want to experience too much of the... Apparently I'm about to go for a run, ladies and gentlemen, which I'm not. Thomas Nopek...
Cycling again.
Just getting all excited.
Is this your phone telling you what to do? Oh, it's time for a run, it's time for a row, it's time for A cycle.
Listen, mate, you can't see your toes anymore. It's time to leave the shed.
Yeah.
Your blood pressure's high. Stop speaking so much. No. So I thought Thomas Nopek was going to get in there, I was about to say, but I don't think that's the right terminology. But instead, we're going to go back to Kish and Chris Schneider.
Yeah, it's the closest one. They're right on each other right now.
And Michael Firth has to be careful that he doesn't
is
get.
That poor Thierry?
Gunter.
Yeah, he's mixing it in there as well with Taylor and Firth.
Again, I'm about to go for a run, ladies and gentlemen. So everything's just a little bit too sticky from the vape accident earlier. We've got Nigel O'Brien and Power, who are quite close together for 6th and 7th. Nopek is gaining back in again. Power is also all over the back of... Is that Nico Veltman? Yes, it is Nico Veltman. In 6th place as they head up the hill towards the bus stop. Our biggest winner so far in this race, I think, is Simon Turner, the Turninator, in P17, who's gained 6 positions. It said 7 a second ago, but he's gained 6. Our biggest loser so far, oh, he's gained a few positions back actually. It's Ryan Blanchett. He's only lost 5 compared to the 12 which I said earlier. He's defending from Craig Hill at the moment.
I think Chris Souter is probably the biggest loser just now with that.
Oh no, Craig Hill almost just lost it.
Oh.
So he's lost a position. So yeah, Chris Souter has lost 5 positions as well. Barry Gibbons has lost 5. Bjorn Claessens is off the track.
So we had a discussion earlier on in chat as well about your love of the bus stop on this track.
I love it so much. I just decided to explore all the different parts of it.
It was the fact that not once did you hit the barrier, but twice.
Oh yeah, I'm nothing but persistent.
Hit the first barrier and went, oh, that's a solid one. Backed up, drove round and hit the next barrier and went, that's a solid one as well.
So Nopek is in the slipstream of Senadori, moving swiftly on as they go into turn 1. No position change there, but they are very, very close. Wiz Motorsports, no there isn't. I'm not sure why. Can you delete and try and reload it, please? And
yeah, because I've not got one either on that.
No, I did sync at 7:20 tonight. And Derek will confirm because I was in a chat with him as well.
Yeah, well, I can confirm that it's not came up on mine and I've done it at the same time. So yeah, the best deal there is just to restart, delete it out, and start again.
Yeah. Nopek is right on the tail of Senadori. He can smell what he had for lunch. He's not going to make the pass this time. I think there was a little bit of contact. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's flagging up as there was contact on 112, but I think it was a neck coat thing rather than anything major. But Senadori is under a lot of pressure. We've also got Nico Veltman under pressure behind as they head down in towards the boot.
Claessens is not having a good night tonight, is he?
No, I don't think he likes I don't think he likes the sprint races.
Yeah, I found out tonight from reading the chat that he's 41 years old. I didn't know that.
Another golden oldie, eh, Derek?
Yeah, someone close to my age, twice as fast.
Oh yeah, it's not hard.
I was broken for many years. Still broken in other ways, but physically broken for many years.
Very, very close between Nopek and Senadori again. I don't know what to say.
Yawning, broken. You're just as broken as I am these days, and you're twice as young.
I'm not twice as young. Nopek is looking to try and go the inside line through the bus stop, and probably wisely decides against that and falls back into formation behind
Oh, yeah,
Senatore.
that bus stop is not half. That,
Oh, Senatore's
Mercedes is
gone
horrible.
very, very wide through the corner there.
It's
And
not Centauri, it's Nopec.
Nopec has lost a
Yeah.
good couple of seconds. Michael Firth, aka the Floppy Fox. Oh, with it, is that Bjorn Dale having a squiggly moment, or is that Gunter? Sorry, having a squiggly moment. Daniel Chris Schneider and Gunter were going side by side. Gunter's going to try and look at the inside, decides it against it. Gavin Taylor's the man behind him. And then we've also got Alan Brown, who's finding all the track limits. But Chris Schneider is in a difficult position. Gunter's got past him. So that gives him an opportunity to chase after Michael Firth in P12. Nigel O'Brien wants to chase down Dean Power. Christ, how many Wiz Motorsport lift cars are in this on this grid?
What do you mean?
It's quite
a few?
Yeah, fair few.
Oh. Where did they all come from? Where did they go? Got Nigel.
Where did they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from? Cut Nigel.
Senatore went way wide on turn 1. Nopec didn't go quite so wide. But the biggest problem that Nopec has is he can get up to the back of the cars, but if he doesn't take just the right line through the bus stop, it'll kill him.
Well, also having so the Mercedes of Gunter is now under pressure from as Ian Thompson's in the pits. So Gunter's under pressure from Daniel Chris Schneider as they head towards the bus stop. We've already spoken about how the Mercedes is struggling through the bus stop. Is the Porsche any better as we're going on a front splitter eye view? The Porsche, meh.
He's not taking as much of the curb as he could. That's for sure, but that's probably just to keep it stable.
Yeah. And then on board with another Mercedes driver of Bjorn Dale, who's crawling all over Michael Massey in the Aston Martin. And no positions gained. Blanchett is coming through the field still. He's now on the back of Neil Woodward in P18. Thompson's in the pit. Claessens is in P26. Looking for my red numbers further up the grid. Woodward goes wide, and contact is then made with Ryan Blanchett.
Did he cut in, or was Blanchett overcut him?
I don't know. I was looking
That's
at my.
It's difficult to say, but Blanchett lost out majorly in that one anyway.
Yeah, to King of the Hills as well, or Craig Hill, as well. It'll be interesting to see if Ryan does.
Sure, it's not Chris Hill.
It's Clive Hill, isn't it?
Clive Hill. Clinton. All the C's. Clinton works.
Curtis.
I'm gonna have a quick look at. I want to see the hand movements through the bus stop with Nopec and that Mercedes. Oh geez, the hand movements are bad. That car's not treating him well at all.
No. I can't. I can't see the hand movements. Don't want to do that.
Oh, you could if you push F1. You'll find it.
F1.
Oh. Yeah, F1 on the keyboard should take you through on the normal.
No.
Game, no?
No. I can't press anything.
Well, you managed to use the drone cam, so I mean the arrow keys bring you across.
I don't use the drone cam.
You just did. You moved the whole thing.
Oh no, that was me dragging the street round.
Oh, okay. And one idiot to another one.
Nigel O'Brien. That was a wall. Both of them hit the wall. Nigel O'Brien and Dean Power both hit the wall on the exit, coming out the top of the boot. So Smiley says Woody went wide. Looked to me like Ryan deserved room, but better views will show. So.
How do you know, Smiley? You're looking at that on your phone, and we've got a big screen. We couldn't tell. I could go back and look at it on replay, I guess, and give you a proper answer.
Oh.
Who like that? Would he?
It'd be interesting to see if it's reported, and then the stewards have something to play with. So Gavin Taylor is once again now under pressure from Daniel Chris Schneider. Still, these two want to fight it. Gavin Taylor in the Mercedes, Chris Schneider in the Porsche. Going up towards the bus stop again. We're going to try and get a view of. I'm going to press this button and then it can disappear. So we can have a look at the hand movements of Gavin Taylor as he approaches the bus stop, and see what it looks like in the view of his Mercedes. Doesn't look as though he's going all out, although he doesn't hit the exit very well. So that was...
yeah, I wouldn't say Woody went wide. It's definitely going to be one that will go up with tickets maybe.
Well, speaking of...
Yes.
So so apparently we're on his telly. It's 55-inch telly. So...
Oh.
So I imagine our heads are stretched even more than they are right now.
Yeah, he's showing off.
Woody is having some attention given to him by both Craig Hill and Ryan Blanchett. Ryan Blanchett might be feeling aggrieved through the contact, although he does put the car in an awkward position again for Craig Hill.
What's happening there, I think, I'm just watching, is they're taking a slightly wider line and Ryan is taking a very tight line. But he's getting the car in that space late when it's already closing.
Well, the fight...
Which is going to cause him some issues later on in the race if he continues that. It's definitely going to come a cropper somewhere.
So Vincenzo Senatore is back under pressure from Thomas Nopek as they head up towards the bus stop once again. Gardby is 3.2 seconds into the lead. The lowest position...
Nopek's going for it.
He's going to go for it. Is he going to go for it?
Side by side.
Backs out of it.
No, he backed out of it. Yeah, I don't think he's got the confidence in the car. Which will be interesting whether he'll be able to make any changes for the second race.
Well, we all know what this will be. Thomas's lowest position, finishing in the super sprints.
Yeah, I also think that could be a lot to do with...
Oh no!
Oh dear!
And he's lost it, and he's lost it, and he's lost it.
Just pushing so hard to make sure he kept that second place. Oh.
And he's going to fall behind Chris Fielder in the AMs as well. Oh,
the pain, the pain.
He'd done all that work.
Yeah.
The pace Senatore has been pumping in has been outstanding, and that cockpit in the car must be blue.
Oh. There'll be spit all over the windows. Do you guys have the phrase spitting mad now?
Yeah.
If I made that up in my head.
Yeah.
If I meant by spit all over the windows, that's what I meant. Just when you started laughing and got quiet, I thought, oh, I said something stupid. Not like me.
I'm done. Stick a fork in me. Done. Right. There's cars on the track somewhere. There they are. Craig Hill and Ryan Blanchett, and Blanchett's got past Craig Hill, and now it's Woody versus Blanchett, round 2, as they head into the final corner.
Yeah, he's finally got by Chris. Oh, Craig is quite far back. I wonder how that happened.
So Blanchett is now in the slipstream. Craig Hill is under pressure from Budotto, I think, behind. No move there made.
No, but he's definitely got more pace through the corners, Blanchett.
Yeah,
he backed off earlier than Woody did. Still managed to go rocking up his back end.
Chris Fielder is on the back of Senatore as well. So
yeah, they've been fighting a little bit since the accident.
Blanchett's showing his nose. So after all that said, and all that happened with the chaos with Senatore, first of all, respect. He didn't try and reverse into the traffic and kill someone.
No, done very well.
Blanchett is now going left to right, trying to make the move on Woodward. No move made there. Going through the...
This will be an interesting one because neither car can really handle the curbs. They're both struggling on curbs. Oh, he's tried the outside this time.
And then the undercut, is he going to try and get some speed to going down the straight?
He's
a bit too far back.
Overcooked it a little bit.
Yeah, he did a bit of drift mode through through the corner. So
I know what Woody. I know exactly the phrase that Woody used when Brian bumped into him the first time. Oh, you can't do that. His favourite phrase. You can't do that.
Better than effing liveries. Woody goes very, very wide. Craig Hill goes very, very wide in the background. Is it all going to come down to the exit, going down the start-finish straight? So Woodward has Blanchett in the slipstream. Will he go left? Will he go right? He's going to try and go for the inside line. There's going to be contact. Is there going to be contact?
No. They were good. They were good.
They were good little boys and girls as they head up the hill. They're going to go side by
side. There's a contact.
There's a contact.
Yeah. Blanchett got on the curb and that Ferrari did not like it and slung him out. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, the back wheel just got on the curb and threw it at Woody.
Yeah.
But I knew it was coming. And it's not like Woody didn't give him the space, it was just all racing instant, I would say, just because it hit the curb. There's nothing you can do about that. Oh dear. Now let's find another battle to watch, this one's ruined.
Nigel O'Brien. But what I was trying to say was...
Why are we upgrading our stream?
I don't know.
Hello, upgrade your stream on 3 stars. I don't know what the hell that's all about.
Chicken drumsticks. So...
Can Smiley delete him? He's in charge. He's a moderator. Not doing his job.
I can't click on. It's not letting me do it on OBS.
No, it won't.
I think that might be. I think that might be.
One of our sponsors. He's got him deleted.
No, yeah, he sorted it. Right. Okay. Right. What are we doing? What are we talking about? There's some racing going on. So yes, Senatore didn't reverse into the traffic. Point number 1.
No.
Thomas Nopek promoted to P2.
Yes.
3.7 seconds behind Garby. Skyler Loverink is promoted to the podium in P3. Veltman into 4. Power into 5th. O'Brien into 6th, which we're watching him fight with Power now. Senadore is in 7th, with Fielder, the current leader in the AMS, in P8. Bjorndale in 9th. Massey in 10th. Second place in the AMS is Gunter in P13. He has Gavin Taylor all over the back of him for that position. So 2 Mercedes. The Mercedes we know already isn't enjoying Watkins Glen that much. So Bjorndale and Massey, I think, might have had racing each other going down the...
Quite hard, yeah.
Yeah, going down the hill. As Kish is also there, so that's Fielder in P8. We got just under a minute left. The leader is now on the final lap. Fastest lap of the race is Melker Garby with a 43.822.
So this will be the first time that there's been quite a gap between first place and second place in super sprints.
Huh?
No, what am I talking about? What did I say?
This has been the first time there's been...
No, first time that Nopek's had a gap between having first place.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, no, you
can I go to bed, Daddy?
See, don't call me Daddy.
The podcast gone wrong has just continued into the race.
So you asked me why do we do a stop in between the podcast and the race? This is why. So we've got Demokos Kiss all over the back of...
Do we have another race after this?
We do.
Dear, I feel sorry for the fans.
Only fans.
Yes.
Where is... So these Demokos Kish and...
Hi, Mr. Gams.
Massey are fighting each other. Let's go with Garby now. So he's coming towards the second to last corner. So qualified in P1. Managed to get away from the threat of Senadore and Nopek within the first couple of laps.
Yeah.
Had a nice little gap of between 3 and 4 seconds for the majority of the race, and our winner of race 1 will be Melker Garby.
Yeah, he's been comfortable.
Yeah, second place Thomas Nopek. In third, a man which we haven't mentioned very much, Skyler Loverink on one of his home tracks, the man from the US of A. Nico Veltman in P4. Dean Power managed to hang on to P5. Nigel O'Brien in 6th. Senadore will be disappointed in P7. Chris Fielder comes across to win the AMS for race 1 in P8. Michael Massey in 9th. Domokos Kish in 10th. Floppy Fox with a nice credible 11th place. Gunter gets 2nd place in the AMS in P12. Bjorn Dale, then Gavin Taylor in 3rd place in the AMS, as they're all going off straight into turn 1. Daniel Chris Schneider in 15th, Brizzle in 16th, Craig Hill just coming through the final corner now will claim 17th. Seems as though it's a bit. He
gained that spot from Woody and Blanchett's accident, but
yeah. So Woody gets 18th, Sauter gets 19th, Vitali gets 20th, Budotto gets 21st, Blanchett gets 22nd. Interesting to see if any incidents are raised after the race as he hurts his hands going across the line. Bjorn Klassens claims 23rd, Marco gets 24th, Barry Gibbons will finish 25th, Simon Turner finished in the pits. I'm not quite sure why.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I don't know. And Ian Thompson finished in the pits as well. In P27.
1 lap down. These guys must have had a. Oh no, it's 1 lap down. Thompson finished in last place. He's had a crash.
Yeah.
He's had an off-skin.
He did. So I'm just trying to figure out how I get rid of. There we go. That's what I want to do. I want to get rid of that.
You try to get rid of me that quickly?
No.
I've ruined your clean record of good comms.
When did that start? So, Big Mr. Games, good evening, fellas. Good evening, daddies.
Well, see, I called that Gams. You might be right with games. But there's no E. Gams.
I'm not down with the kids nowadays, unfortunately, Darren.
No, I'm right. The only reason I'm down 6 foot under where the kids are crouching. Buried. Got no idea what's going on. Don't know what's going on in our age group either, so.
Hemorrhoids.
Safely say I don't have those, which I'm glad of. Right, I am going to turn my camera off real quick because I need to hobble to get a drink.
No worries, I'm going to turn out both my cameras off as well. I think everyone's seen more than enough of us tonight. So that is the end of the race 1. So we go back into qualifying now. I'm not sure if qualifying has started. No, I don't think it has. Someone's at Anthony Gormley's statues on Crosby Beach. It's nice of them. Derek is just going across to find some fluid. I could do with a fluid. I got 2 empty cups of tea or coffee on my desk and an empty cup of juice. Derek's falling across the room, and hopefully he's going to crawl into his chair. Just waiting for qualifying to start for race 2. As ever, there's a nice delay between the sessions. I'm going to give you some calendar stuff whilst I'm going to make myself a drink, and I will make sure I mute Derek too. Hello, we're back. You don't see our faces anymore, so you'll be very fortunate. I had to go away and make
Oh,
myself. Do you know? I just had the absolute worst timing in the world.
why?
So I went into the house and
I hear a story coming.
yeah, well, ish. I went into the house to let me just disconnect and reconnect. Went into the house to make a cup of tea or a squash. Went into the house. The kettle was boiling. There was a tea bag in my cup. There was a tea bag in my wife's cup with sugar. I then had to go, do you want me to finish off the tea for you, dear? Which meant yes, of course it did. So, rather than, if I had waited 2 minutes longer, I would have had the cup of tea delivered to me. Instead, I had to make half the cup of tea myself.
So hard done by James.
On the plus side, I managed to make myself a squash too.
Oh, is it a warm squash with the hot heat? The hot water?
No, cold squash.
Ah.
I got some excellent...
I got carried away and put sausages in the oven for the next 30 minutes, so I decided I was hungry.
I had a Burger King this evening because we were a bit rushed off our feet, so I decided to take everyone to Burger King.
Because you bought a new car, you're now broke, and this will be your last meal out.
Well, do you know how much Burger King costs for a family of 4 now?
Oh, it's expensive. It's probably a good £9 to £10 per person.
Yeah, it was £37 for two adult meals and 2 kids meals.
Well, I just said almost £10 per person.
Mm.
Oh, nowadays it doesn't seem to matter whether it's a child or not. It's just as expensive.
Well,
That's why I stick to the saver menu.
Well,
everything's a £1.
Also, on another subject, have you ever had a robot vacuum cleaner?
No.
Life changes.
No. Does the dog like it?
He hates it.
Yeah, so one day you might come home and it's all pissed up the corner.
No.
It's electrocuting itself, the dog's sitting there.
So I was so I set the Hoover to go off one day when I was working, and I was on a call, and all I could hear was my dog going and I just kind of laughed to myself and carried on with my work call. After my call, I decided to go into the house, and all I could see was my dog sat on the sofa looking at the Hoover, and the Hoover had ate my dog's toy, which was a pheasant. And you could see where the dog was so afraid of the Hoover, but wanted to tell me that something was wrong.
As long as the dog doesn't get smart, because if he gets smart and he takes a dump in front of it, it doesn't like to clean that up very well. It doesn't whitewash.
You can get one.
I saw a TikTok where it was poo everywhere from one of those robot dogs. What do you call it? A cleaner?
Yeah.
The dog had pooed in front of it and it just got squelched everywhere.
Wow.
You got that image in your mind now, don't you?
Yeah. So Bjorn Claessens, after serving his qualifying ban, is up into P1, just about to cross the line again, and this time goes 44.3. So he's going to be challenging Chris Fielder. Chris Fielder is currently 0.7 of a second up on his fastest lap at the moment, as he heads towards, as we just had someone rejoin the server by looks of things, as Chris Fielder goes across the start-finish line with a 43, well, no, that puts him in P1 with a 44.2. So he goes ahead of Bjorn Claessens. Gavin Taylor's also going quicker in P21. So I'm expecting him to climb up the field quite significantly. As he goes through the final corner, we've got just under 2 minutes left of qualification. He pops himself into P3. That is a massive improvement. Craig Hill currently in P7 in the Audi. Has a little bit of a twitchy moment into the braking zone. I think multiple cars are coming into the server because we've now got 28. So Stranvanella has come back into the server. So he's able to get back in. So Craig Hill going through the final corner. In 10 minutes we would be just starting to the race. So Derek and I can muster through tonight. So Craig Hill pops himself into P4. Alan Brown is not up on his lap time going through the second to last corner, so I'm not anticipating too many gains. He will still have another attempt after this, though.
So Smiley says somebody called Tilly, whose dog done the same thing, shit in the house, and the Hoover drug it around.
Oh.
Ryan Stringer says he'll be home in 10 minutes if you want him to join us.
Yeah, I've answered that one. I said, mate, you can have the evening off tonight. Derek.
Oh, did you answer that question? Where have I been?
I don't know.
Jeez, Wes.
Gunter crosses the line, he jumps up into P3. Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek has lost all sanity this evening. Gavin Taylor going through the second to last corner now. The second to last corner is so deceptive because you can take so much more speed than you think you should be able to in there.
Are you talking about the second to last or the third to last, where you tend to hit the wall?
Second to last.
Right, I don't have any problem with that one. It's the third to last one, the one that is almost like a hairpin, but it's not. It's like a sharper corner. It cuts back. That one is the one that causes me trouble. I hit the wall frequently on iRace. I'm hoping it might not be as bad on this.
So, Chris Smiley's asking for 2 servers if you're still in this mood on Thursday.
Just put us all in one server and I'll paint the wee target on the back of Smiley's car.
A new uploaded livery.
Yeah.
So, Alan Brizzle Brown currently in 11th place. He's up on his time by almost a second. Behind him we've got Bjorn Claessens, who's potentially going to be challenging for P1. So Alan Brown goes through the final corner onto the start-finish straight, manages to keep it on the black stuff, and that moves him from P11 to P5. That's a good little jump from him. Bjorn Claessens has dropped quite a bit of time, so that's going to be no improvement from him. Chris Fielder's still out on the lap, but he's a tenth of a second down. He has a Mercedes in front of him that's not getting out of the way anytime soon, but I think that's still going to mean he remains
He's got out his way now.
Yeah, he's going to get P1. So Gavin Taylor now going through the final sector. You got the.
I wonder if he was trying to give him a tow, because he was right in front of him all the way up until the turn.
Gavin Taylor will be our last AM driver to complete their qualification.
Oh, maybe it was tactics to slow down Fielder so his Wiz could get up there.
Well, he hasn't.
I shouldn't say that because people might take me seriously.
Yes, Derek's not allowed to talk. So our AM drivers have completed.
I'll start conspiracy theories, I don't care.
So the AMs have completed their lap. So if we move from 15th upwards, so we've got Barry Gibbons, Marco, Simon Turno, Badetto, Blanchett and Vitali in P10. Then we got Souter, Thompson,
I've lost my
Woodward,
drink.
Craig Hill and Alan Brown in P5, Gunter in P4, Gavin Taylor 3, Claessens in 2nd and Chris Fielder in P1. Oh. Pro drivers now will start to begin their hot laps. 8 minutes is never a long time because it sometimes can take up to 2 laps to get your tyres up to temperature. And also, don't forget, if you're watching on your 55-inch telly like Chris Jones is, make sure you scan the QR code on the screen in front of you and sign up to SimStaff's newsletter. Quite good. I was having a look through it. It's actually jobs for game developers or within motorsport, as in sim racing motorsport. So it was like.
Back, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, hello. So it was like back-end code developers or broadcast assistants and stuff like that. So yeah, it was quite good. I was having
Hey, we could do broadcast assistants. I think that would go down well.
Yeah, but we can't pay anyone.
No, I'm talking about us go forward and be broadcast assistant.
Who would
To
want to?
work our way into being broadcasters.
It'd be like the modern day Andy Gray and Richard Keys, wouldn't it?
Get cancelled the first week we're in.
So, the fastest driver so far is Skylar Loverink, who pops in a 1:43.8. Interestingly, track temperature here is 27 degrees Celsius. The air temperature is 20 degrees, so New York is quite warm. That's where Watkins Glen is, isn't it? New York.
It's in New York. It's in the state of New York, but the state of New York's massive. New York is what you're thinking of is New York City, which is the on the island. That's only a small part of the state New York.
So what are you saying? What are you saying? New York isn't just what we see on the TV?
No, New York's a whole state.
Oh no, we're taking the piss.
Goes all the way up to Buffalo, up to the border. Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo Bills.
Part of the New York state. Yeah.
Anyone watch the Super Bowl on Sunday night? I did. I watched it all day Monday, in and out.
I went off football when I moved to America.
Oh, perfect.
I know that sounds strange.
Yeah.
But I used to watch it here, and it obviously was showed the next day.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So you would get no. You didn't realise how long a bloody game takes.
Oh, no,
you go to America and it takes like 7 or 8 hours just to finish the first half.
Well, the game lasts 3.5 hours, essentially. So the actual game should only last an hour, but it takes 3.5 hours to complete the 4 quarters. And then you've got the tailgating and everything up in the stadium. So yeah, it's a proper all-day thing, isn't it? Going to the
the problem is that when they change down, when there's 4 downs. Once you get to 4 downs, it changes teams. That takes about 10 minutes on its own, just changing teams back onto the pitch.
Yeah,
they're allowed 3 to 5 minutes or something between each down.
No, they're not. They're like 40 seconds.
I don't think it. Are you sure?
Between each down, yeah.
I can usually down a couple of beers in between each down. It's just, I don't know, it might be that it feels worse when you're watching it in person. It just ruined it for me. I used to watch it on Channel 4 at night.
Yeah.
And it would take about an hour's worth of watching to watch it. Because they cut out all the garbage.
Yeah.
And I went and moved over there, and I think I moved over there on the October, and in February was my first Super Bowl.
Ooh.
And I was absolutely smashed drunk before the halftime show.
Right, so we've got qualifying going on as well. So Thomas Nopek has popped himself into P1 with a 1:43.1. Melker Garby is just under 0.2 of a second behind him in P2. Skylar Loverink in P3, and Vincenzo Senatore 4, with Stramvanella in P5. So this will be Nopek's final attempt now.
I'm just laughing at Smiley in the chat. He said that Manhattan, the man-made city with a park in the middle. So I had to explain to him that all cities are man-made. There's no natural occurring cities in the world.
Dean Power pops himself into P7. Loverink has seen the end of his qualifying and he's diving into the pits. We've got 25 seconds for these drivers to complete their laps before they can start their final lap. Anyone else up on their times? Bjorn Dale is currently up by 1/10 of a second. He's 42 seconds in. Thomas Nopek is going to go on the hunt to get into the 42s. The people have asked for the alien times. Thomas Nopek is going to try and do his best to deliver it. He needs just over a 1/10 of a second to get into the 42s, which I think will be, well, astounding.
That 1/10 is still a bit of an ask. It's not. simple thing to get 110.
Well, he's up by a 10.
When you're, yeah, but he's pushing. He's past the bus stop. He might be okay. He's invalidated, is he not?
No, he's not. He's just gone level with his best time at the minute, and now he's gone back to a 10th up. Let's stay on board with Thomas Novak. Let's have we built him up. We built him up, and he's let us down. We built him up, Buttercup.
Somebody just told him in his ear that they're watching you, they're building you up. You know,
yeah.
Do this.
Never call baby when they say they will. So Nico Veltman crosses the line in P5. Nigel O'Brien is 2/10 up on his time at the moment as he goes through the second to last corner. Daniel Krishnaider is also up on his time, currently in P15. He crosses the line and jumps up to P12. Demokos Kish was right behind him. He's in P14. Then we got Nigel O'Brien who moves up to P6.
Over the line, to try and get first.
Melker Garby's going to need to gain 0.3 of a second to get first. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He crosses the line and stays P3. Vincenzo Senatore is 1/10 of a second up. Just coming down the straight, he's bouncing all over the grass.
Oh no! Oh, comedy of errors for the poor man.
Yeah, as we see him obliterate all the break-ins at board and smash into the wall. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is qualifying. The second round of qualifying. I think Thomas Nopek has a new lap record. So Thomas Nopek qualifies in P1. Skylar Love.
Is that faster than Garby's first one?
I think so. Yes.
He was in the point ones as well.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, he finished that one off 43-1.
Do you remember
something?
Just remember that the lap times from qualifying 2 are the only ones that get counted, because we can only load one set of qualifying results into SimGrid. So Thomas Nopek.
So what we're saying is, if Garby actually got the record, he didn't because it's so qualifying 2 that gets counted.
Yeah, because we're mean like that. Thomas Nopek claims P1. Skylar Lovering in 2nd. Melker Garby 3rd. Senadore in 4th. Nico Veltman in 5th. Nigel O'Brien in 6th. Stranvanella in 7th. Dean Power in 8th. Bjorn Dale in 9th. Chris Fielder, top of the tree in the AMS, is in 10th with Bjorn Klassens next to him. Chris Schneider in 12th. Michael Massey 13th. Demokos Kish in 14th. Gavin Taylor in 15th, Michael Firth 16th, Gunter in 17th, Alan Brizzle Brown in 18th, Craig King of the Hills in 19th. Then we got Woody in 20th, Ian Chica Thompson in 21st, Chris Sauter in 22nd, Vitali 23rd, Blanchett 24th, Budotto in 25th, Turner in 27th, Marco in 27th, and Barry Gibbons in 28th.
I think I'm going to start off with Clinton Hill today.
I'm going to have a look at the battle for P1 in the AMS. Because since we changed from two splits to one split, we haven't really focused on the AMS that much.
No.
Because it's
that's what I was saying on the podcast. It's nice to see that there'll be prizes for anything short of anything lower than first tier. Because I understand the first tier is usually the creme of the creme, but sometimes it just feels like the other guys don't get as much attention.
Don't forget the rookies next season has possibly one of our biggest prizes we've ever given off, which is more detail. If you go to our SimGrid page, you can sign up to the rookies, providing you are an AM or a Pro-Am.
Has that been announced yet, what the prize is?
It has, but I can't remember what it is.
I was going to say it has to be, because I was I know about it. It was I can't remember the company. I will have a look.
Aycliffe Sim Racing. I'm definitely not pronouncing that right.
Yeah, it's a gift card.
A gift card to a decent value as well.
Yes. Do you want me to say how much?
If you've got it up in front of you, yes.
Well, I don't, but I think I remember.
€80.
Yes, I was going to say.
Aycliffe, I don't know, 80 quid gift card. There we go, Smiley. What would we do without you? Right, so just having a look. Nobody's telling me off for doing too much.
Too much what?
It said nobody is telling me off too much in the server. So just having a look. So Imgur is one of the websites we use to load our images in, and Keddy has my login details for it, and he's had a notification saying you are somebody special, J.A. Williams 260. So happy Valentine's Day from Imgur on his phone. Hello, Amir. I hope you are well.
Keddy's just saying that. That's his new Russian girlfriend.
What?
Imgur.
Imgur. No. Well.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading Discord, which is possibly not the best thing to do.
You're supposed to be reading Discord when the race is starting.
Well, it's not. It's
problematic already.
Well, they're just coming up to the bus stop at the moment, so I've still got time. And I'm just drinking some tea, Derek. Now I'm going to put my vape to my mouth.
I can't start a race without Darth Vader running around.
I don't think my lungs, due to the vape, could run round anymore, if I'm perfectly honest.
You know that I've always said I don't think vape's any better for you. And now there's starting to be studies getting done on it. Why do they wait so long before they do proper studies? Why not do the studies beforehand?
Because they gotta wait for people to die to test their bodies.
It's just very strange that they wait until the last minute.
Wait for everyone to get addicted, and then
yeah,
it's not very well.
Maybe the cure's going to cost more than what the actual addiction does.
Well, there's no cure. Just stop smoking, you idiot. Just stop smoking or stop vaping. It's no, Amir, it's not Persian tea. It's good old Glen tea.
Glen Getty?
Yeah, it's the Welsh tea.
Yeah.
Prynhaen Dar and all that.
What?
Prynhaen Dar.
Prynhaen Dar?
Sut wyt ti?
Foreign language to me.
Wedi blino. I'm not well.
Do you know that I couldn't honestly tell you, even though I come from Scotland, I don't know any Scottish Gaelic.
Yeah.
So I don't know how closely related Welsh Gaelic, Irish Gaelic and Scottish Gaelic actually is.
Right.
I've often wondered, can they understand each other in Gaelic?
No. So Thomas Nopek is just coming through the final corner now. We're gonna have a look at the AM battle between Fielder and Claessens. The midfield, 10th and 11th, but P1 and P2 in the AM class as they go side by side through the final corner. You can see Claessen's car quite nicely as we go. So Skylar Lovering and Thomas Nopek will go side by side into turn 1. You can see Bjorn Claessen's is dropped a couple of places as Chris Fielder is up into P9, gets pushed slightly wide by the Mercedes on the inside of Bjorn Dale as they go up the hill towards the bus stop. Claessens is in P12 at the moment. He has cars going either side, and Chris Field decides is going to go in with Bjorn Dale into the bus stop chicane. He's backed out. Bjorn Dale, and there's going to be carnage as we've got Claessens who's hit the wall, which will not be moved. And
sorry, it's just right as you said that. Wiz Motorsports put in the chat, bets on Claessens to kill someone.
I'm not sure what's happened with Senatori, but he's down in P22.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's not when he's going to start for the second one.
No, and Melka Garby's in 26.
In that case, I would have to say that maybe Garby and Senatori have killed each other.
Yeah, and Garby's got massive front end damage. Bjorn Claessens is in the pits. Melka Garby in 26 has some serious flappy bonnet syndrome.
Thompson's in the pits as well. So I guess he got hit of that. He got involved in that clash.
So
maybe.
Thomas Nopek is leading by 2.5 seconds. So he carried on his strength, but his form by not finishing outside the top 2 positions, with Senadore having an issue in the last race, which allowed him to finish second. Skylar Loverink is in P2, and comfortably so. Bjorn Dale is in P3. So as we were looking at the fight with Bjorn Dale and Chris Fielder, I think something happened with Senadore and Gardby.
Yeah, I'll have a quick look through the replays and see what happened to these guys. On checking out Classens at the moment, using pits.
And then we got Michael Firth. Michael Firth in P9 is under pressure from Gunter as they go into the bus stop. Gunter then files back in behind rather than trying to be going out. Yeah, Gardby was already dead. I'm not sure what happened between Gardby and Senadore. I'm not sure where Senadore is, if I'm perfectly honest. He is in P16, so he's still going. In P16, he's going to try and fight through the field, because I think it's, without doubt, it's going to be crowning Thomas Nopek as champion from this race. But we will double check as the results get loaded in, because I'm not sure who is loading the results in. Stramvanella is in P6, just behind Chris Fielder, who's going up to the pros next season, so anyone who wants to panic can stop.
Oh dear. So Marco Garby,
Melka
Garby, he gets a bit loose coming into the bus stop.
Yeah.
And cuts to the grass to try and avoid killing people, but catches the yellow barrier on the back end of the car, which spins him back on track, taking out about half the field. And then he comes to a stop at the end of the bus stop, and there's about cars coming through out 4 wide that just die. Not anything that he's done intentionally, it's just unfortunate.
Yes.
I didn't see what happened to Senadore at that point. He was still going, I think.
So
no, he was one of the ones that got taken out early on by the crash. But I left Nopek and Loverink to run away with.
Well, they've disappeared. So Loverink is 4 seconds behind Nopek, and Bjorn Dale is 5-6 seconds behind Loverink. So the top 2 have just gone. Yeah,
so Classens had a wee tap into the bus stop as well, which wasn't massive, but with those hard barriers there, it causes so much trouble.
Really? I've never noticed it.
Not even twice. Yeah, definitely. Everything went down at the bus stop. That's where Classens crashed and bolted back to the pits. That's where Thompson crashed and went back to the pits. We had Woodward spinning, we had Chris Soter spinning, Mal. I mean, practically everybody had an incident at some point through there.
Well,
there must have been touches everywhere.
This is the day where there could be a shock podium. Someone you don't expect appears.
Currently, it's Bjorn Dale.
Yeah, so Bjorn Dale's currently in P3, although he's having a fight with Nigel O'Brien as they head down into Turn 1. We know Bjorn Dale is a very difficult driver to pass, and that's not because of over-aggressiveness, he's just very, very good.
Aggression?
He's just very, very good at defending. Chica, tickets. Nigel O'Brien is still being followed by Bjorn Dale. Nigel O'Brien is still following Bjorn Dale. Chris Fielder in P5 is looking to potentially make the move on P4. And Stramvanella and Veltman have exchanged positions, or they're still trying to exchange positions so they go for the right-hander. Side by side, this is, at the moment, how you race. Nice and cleanly, there is a Rizzler paper between the two cars as they go into the left-hander this time, and Michael Firth is going to be right behind them, currently in P9. Oh no, Stramvanella! Stramvanella! Twitchy!
Oh, did he save it?
He did! He saved it and he didn't lose position. I went deeper rather than high pitch then.
Yes, that was the opposite scale.
Oh, that was an amazing save, quite right.
So, Norpeck has moved from struggling in the first race to just kind of dominating the second race.
Yeah.
That's signs of a good driver, that there.
Well, did we have any doubts that he was a good driver?
No, I don't think there was any doubts in my mind anyway.
I had quite.
My mind's a playground for problems. So
all I could hear was doubts from you that he's struggling, he can't do it. He can't do it.
No,
he's lost all his power. He's no good. He's on the scrap heap. He's past it. That's all I heard from you, Derek. In race 1.
Nothing like the sorts. All I was saying was he had the wrong setup. He's still got the wrong setup. He's just about killed himself in the bus stop.
Has he?
Oh, he was drifting in every corner in the bus stop.
So Dean Power in the Porsche up against Nico Veltman. He's going to try and make the move into the bus stop. Sensibly, no. I haven't seen anyone try go side by side through the bus stop, and it ended pleasantly. But
oh no, I've never seen that in this race. Even I think it was Tomlinson and Michael Race's the last race we were done here, big race.
Yeah.
And they killed each other every time just about going through there.
So we got Bjorn Dale, who's under pressure again by Nigel O'Brien in the Honda. Is he going to try and make the move? Bjorn Dale sweeps over to the racing line to defend it. The Honda doesn't have enough opportunity to do an undercut, so Bjorn Dale still manages to maintain P3. He's now going to be under pressure, and I think that was a little bit of a squeeze. Bjorn Dale.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah. First view, it definitely did look like it. Nigel O'Brien now has fallen down the grid into P16,
13th,
18th, 19th,
yeah.
20th. He's now able to get back up and running. He won't have too much damage from that.
No, but it's the pain of having to wait for everybody to get by.
Yeah.
Which again, we commend it. You have to commend it when it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So he now has 6 seconds to catch up on Simon Turner. Chris Fielder and Bjorn Dale will now go into battle as they head up towards the bus stop. So Bjorn Dale has had his the replacement of Nigel O'Brien with Chris Fielder. That was a very awkward moment going through there. Nico Veltman is coming up on the drivers. He's going to try and go for the middle. So Chris Fielder's gone past Bjorn Dale. Now Nico Veltman's going side by side. Round the outside. Is he going to try and make it into the break-in zone? Yes, he has. Nico Veltman's managed to get through Bjorn Dale. Next on Bjorn Dale's little list is going to be Dean Power, and then Strampanella just behind.
Yeah, it's all stemmed from the bus stop where he had a little bit of a issue, and everybody's just... Sometimes you just get overpowered and there's nothing you can do about it. Now that he's got himself back in line, he should be able to compose himself and get back on straight and narrow.
Yeah, so Nico Veltman's moved up into P4, so that's going to be P3 overall. Chris Fielder's having a fantastic night again. He's P1 in the AMS, and I think he's going to start moving away from Gunter in terms of the championship battle. I think Gunter, from memory, it was in the lead. Dean Power is now under pressure from the Ferrari. Ferrari does not like curbs, does it, Amir?
No.
And Senadori has moved back up into P10.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on him as well on the side.
I think we can just see Senadori in the background there.
He's up to 9th now.
Yeah, so he's just overtaken Michael Massey. But he's going to have all these cars to come through now, which are in such close proximity to each other, that is going to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, he's going to have to send it. There's 13 minutes left. He's going to have to send it and make it stick.
Gavin Taylor's going to try and go around the outside, or has gone around the outside of Daniel Chris Schneider, and he's made the move up into the bus stop into P13. So that was a nice clean move from him. Bjorn Dale and Nico Veltman are still going at it, but Bjorn Dale has company from Dean Power behind in the Porsche once again, so the Porsche manages to catch up through the middle sector, which is quite ironic considering there's some decent straights in there.
Blanchett's in the pits, he must have had a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, so Blanchett's back in the pits. Gardby has had his repairs done and he is back out on track. We got Michael Massey falling down the grid. I'm not sure what's happened to him.
He's in the pits.
He's gone to the pits, so I'm not sure if he's had an off or not. Remember last season's AMS champion, Dean Power has managed to get past Bjorn Dale into P6. Oh, P5, sorry.
Yeah, Salvatore just got past 5th. And the second to, the third last corner. So that's him up into 8th.
No, so Firth is the car in front, so he's got past
Stranvanella.
Stranvanella.
Oh, it's the case of Stranvanella.
Yeah, so I think Stranvanella might have had an off then.
Possibly. He was, because he was 2 cars in front. He was the place above Firth. Firth just got a little bit squirrely out of turn 1, allowing Salvatore to get right up in behind him now. Sorry, I'm stealing your high-pitched squealy thing.
No, please do. So
they're alongside now.
Gunter and Brizzle were just going, switching back and forth. They're along Senatore and Firth side by side into the bus stop. Senatore sensibly backs out. Ferrari has some Ferrari issues going through the bus stop, but the BMW is crawling all over the back of Floppy Fox and his cat.
Upside down.
Yes.
Few hours. No picking first. Who would have thought? Well, you should have watched the first race.
You should have.
Yeah, qualified in 4th place, finished in 2nd.
Senatore's just gone round the outside.
Yeah, he's gone out round the outside and he's holding it too. That BMW's got more acceleration because he was on the outside. He could get on it quicker.
Yeah.
That's a nice pass.
That is a beautiful pass. Well played, Floppy Fox,
and
as well.
Yeah, but he's definitely doing what I said. He has to send it in every corner that he can, and he's going for it. He wants back up to the landing.
So Bjorn Dale and Dean Power are very close again. So Bjorn Dale goes very, very wide through the exit. Brown and Chris Schneider were changing positions as well. Brown wants to get into P11. He's under pressure from Gavin Taylor and Domokos Kish behind. Chris Schneider and Domokos Kish are never too far away from each other.
No, they run quite similar times, don't they?
And 2 FRL patrons, just letting you know.
So it's always nice to have a running mate though and have a bit of a battle with him.
Oh god! So Chris Schneider has coming out a little bit slower out of turn 1. Alan Brown is going to try and go into the bus stop. I thought they were going to be side by side. They're not. Now Brown is under pressure from Taylor. I'm not sure where there's going to be to go. Oh no, Brown's managed to get past him. That was a fantastic pass from Brizzle.
He's been putting the effort in this season. He wants to get back in pros.
Yeah, LFM's at Watkins Glen as well, which is also helping.
Yeah, it's probably helped him.
Yeah.
Although he did like Watkins Glen anyway. It's not one of his. He likes the American tracks.
The Porsche is shocking up the hill. I probably agree with you with that one. Where's my mouse?
Up the hill, and it's too uphill and straight. The Porsche's got no legs for it.
Jesus Christ! So my battery's just died on my mouse.
They were at the will of the program then.
Yeah, no, the program isn't running, so I've changed it off auto.
So we get to watch Brizzle to the end then.
No. I'm just trying
to... Better jump on your bicycle and start charging up the replacements.
Oh, Jesus. Anything that can go wrong is going wrong. And it's not a new modern bloody charging thing, it's an old one, so I've just had to pull that out. Now I've got to...
This is what happens when Ryan goes away and does deliveries.
Yeah, I've now got to turn on my work laptop so I can put some bloody power... Right, now it's charging. Right, okay, let's move my work mouse so I can see my emails from today's this afternoon, which I haven't read. Dean Power and Nico Veltman are going into the bus stop together. We now have control back over the stream. Gee. Do you know what? I sometimes look at the viewers after the race and go, I feel sorry for those people who
as I said earlier when we took our little break, that the exciting and professional styles of comms will be back. Something along those lines. I can't really remember what I said, but I knew I was being overly polite for us.
Well,
I could finish a sentence, it would be a surprise.
It would be. So Chris Field, from you and me both, with do you know what? The 2 races this evening, and qualification, and podcast, have all flown by.
I've enjoyed myself very much. I can't say the same might be for the audience. They're probably very confused at the both of us right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they got us muted and just watching the race. The music in the background.
Oh god, Nico Veltman's under pressure from Dean Power behind. Is he going to make a move? No, he's not. The Porsche, as we know, has no oomph going up the hill. I had to explain what brake horsepower was to my wife earlier and why it's important. But there we go. That's another conversation. So I turned my heater off.
The question is not whether you taught it to her, it's whether she learned anything from it.
Doubt it. Is he going to make the move? No, he's not. The Audi just cuts across the front of the Porsche to defend into the bus stop, and it was lucky no contact was made. Alan Brown and Chris Schneider and Taylor are still wanting to fight as they head towards the bus stop again. Alan Brown is comfortably in P3 at the moment, taking a lot of curb on the exit. On board
Salvadori is now caught up to the back of Dale, Power and Veltman.
Oh, he's gone few.
So he's definitely on a push. He's trying to get that fourth place.
Well, fastest.
I think third place is a bit too far out of his reach. With 6 minutes to go, but the way he's pushing, he could get a fourth.
Well, Dean Power's fastest lap of the race so far is a 44.3. Last time around from Dean Power was a 45.1. We're on board with him at the moment, but remember he's battling with Nico Veltman. Vincenzo Sanadori was 7 tenths of a second faster.
Yeah. He's definitely caught up to him. It's what he can do to get past him. I remember someone saying you have to have about 1.5 seconds faster than someone to get a decent, easy pass. Well, anything under that is always going to be a bit more difficult.
He's going to be he's going to have to get past Bjorn Dale first of all, and that's no easy feat.
No, it's a big Mercedes sitting on.
Big Mercedes that has a lot of grunt coming out of corners. Dean Power is crawling all over the back of.
However, he's got right over the back of Dale just now. I think he might get him before the bus stop.
Well, we're on board with Dean Power and Nico Veltman at the moment. Ooh, no move is made there.
Contact.
Yeah, as he's sliding through. So Bjorn Dale somehow managed to get through there, as well as Vincenzo Senadori got through there as well. So that's impressive driving from both. Nico Veltman still under pressure from Dean Power. I don't know why Dean Power is flashing his lights.
Kiss has ported himself back to the pits. He had a bit of an incident at the bus stop. He's flashing his lights. He's going to go Sen mode into the corner, and he will be side by side. And it looks as though the Porsche has managed to get through. Nico Veltman is going to try and defend. Outside on this last corner here.
Yeah, he's going to be. Yeah,
he's stuck with it outside for the last set of corners. So.
Oh, no, he will have the inside for the final corner. So.
Yeah, but he's kept it.
Bjorn Dale's right there as well. Yes. Dean Power's made the move. This somehow.
Salvatore coming right up the back of.
So Salvatore's managed to get past Bjorn Dale, and now.
How was there no accident there?
I don't know. But Senadori is now going to be chasing after Nico Veltman, so maybe P3 is not out of the question.
Well, yeah, P3's out of the question. They're 15 seconds up the road.
No,
Fourth place.
no. P3 in the pros. So Fielder's P1 in the
Oh,
AMs.
yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought you meant overall.
Is Senatore is closing back in on Nico Veltman. Veltman's closed back in on Bjorn Dale. Anything could happen between these three drivers. Bjorn Dale.
I think Power realised that Senatore was coming and thought, I'm going to get past Veltman here and get going.
As we're on board with Vincenzo Senatore as we're into the braking zone, you can see the Porsche in front. You can see the Audi directly in front as well. Car number 29.
Is he going for the outside again?
No, he's not. Surely he's not. Surely he's not. Surely he's not.
No, he didn't get it though. Different customer this time.
Yeah. Oh, it bounces across the grass on the exit. Going across the foot into the right-hander, which is the toe.
If he wants a place at second place, if he wants to get third for pros, he's got to make his move soon.
Yeah, because
slowly Power's pulling away.
He is indeed, as we're going into the second to last corner. So this start-finish straight, he's probably going to get 2 more laps to get any of these positions back. But it has been a terrific recovery drive from Vincenzo Senatore, regardless of the outcome.
And with damage as well, because he didn't go in and pit.
So Woodward has gone into the pits as well. I'm not sure what's happened with him. He may want the record of FRL DNFs.
No.
As they go through turn 1, as they now start to move up the hill, this will be one of the last opportunities.
This is going to be the last opportunity, yeah.
One of the last opportunities for Senatore to get past Nico Veltman. He is all over the back of the Audi. He's going to try and go around the left-hand side. He's going to try and go around the outside into the bus stop. He has his nose in front into the braking zone.
Oh, he pulled out of it, so Sanatore's got that position.
That is a fantastic pass, but fantastic fighting from Nico Veltman as well. I now think Power is going to be too far ahead of Senatore.
I think so. That's a good second and a half, second and 3/4 ahead.
Meanwhile, we've got Alan Brown, who has just gone very, very wide out of the bus stop and has met wall.
Yeah, I think we might have another lap, by the way, because Novak is actually coming up to the finish line with 48 seconds to go. So we're going to have one more lap.
Yeah, so now it will be leaders on the final lap.
That gives Power a bit more difficult because Senatore may be able to catch him.
So Nopek's currently in the lead, as we know, by 7 seconds in front of Skylar Lovering, who's had a good race himself. 19 seconds behind is Chris Fielder. He is now starting to be closed in by Dean Power in P4, who's going drift mode round the final corner.
Yeah, that's lost him some time.
Senatore is in P5, Veltman 6th, Bjorn Dale 7th, Michael Firth on his own in 8th, Gunter in P2 in the AMS in 9th, Chris Schneider in 10th, and Gavin Taylor P3 in the AMS in 11th.
Senatore should be able to pull right up on the back of that Porsche with the lack of pace.
Well, I still don't think it's going to be a second's worth of difference. Last lap, it was a 10th and a half between the two cars, so...
Yeah, well, we're talking about, maybe half of that just now?
I don't know.
It's got to be about half a second behind, or 7/10.
It says a second in my book.
He's not a second, there's no way. Not from what I'm looking at.
He's a good 5 or 6 car lengths behind. Well, anyway, we've got...
he's right up the back of him again. I mean, there's Bristol back off at the bus stop again.
He's fed up at the bus stop.
Yeah, that's got him down into 13th, which is 4th in the...
But our winner for race 2 is Mr. Thomas Nopek, who keeps his record of not finishing outside the top 2. I'm pretty certain that is the championship for Thomas Nopek, as he is doing some donuts on the tarmac outside of turn 1, and that is fantastic performance once again from your Super Sprints champion, Tomasz Nopek from Poland, who has been outstanding all season, wins the championship with one more round to go, which will be at the awesome Alton Park. Skylar Loverink, also off on the tarmac, gets P2. He dives into the pits. P3 is Chris Fielder in the AMS, who has gone to the pits. Then we've got Dean Power, Senadore, Nico Veltman, Bjorn Dale, Michael Firth, Gunter, Daniel Krishnaider, Gavin Taylor, Nigel O'Brien, Chris Sauter, Andrea Bodetto, Federico Strambanella in 15th, Vitali in P16, Alan Brown 17th, Barry Gibbons 18th, Marco in 19th, Simon Turner in 20th, Malka Garby 21st, Woody in 22nd, I think was just crossing the line, just about to cross the line now. Craig Hill in 23rd, Demokosh Kish and Ryan Blanchett finished the race in the pits. I haven't seen...
Woody finished in the pit. Woody's not finished yet, has he?
No, he's now bouncing
He's
across
crashing over the line.
Yeah, I think that might sum up race 2 for him. Well, that was... It wasn't a DNF for Woody. I'm amazed.
No.
I'm amazed with this information. But no, it wasn't a DNF for Woody.
He did manage to finish in 22nd, so that's actually quite good for his safety rating and driver's rating.
Yes.
It's more than he's probably got in the last 5 weeks.
Well, helps with the averages anyway. Although I think he might be desperate to go into the AMS.
I think so too, because he could definitely get a championship if he's in the AMS.
Still got to finish a race.
True.
So this evening has been fun all the way. We've done...
I think it's been mad, yeah.
It's been pretty crazy. We've ranged from quite a few different subjects. We started off with the weekly podcast, which started 25 minutes late, but we've managed to review the 4 calendars which have been produced for next season, of the rookies, Pure Sim Gear GT3 Friday, Super Trofeo Late Night Cup, and also the British GT, which replaces the Super Sprints for next season. We've managed to do 2 podcast draws, managed to cover 2 races, 2 qualifying, and crown Season 5 Super Sprint Champion, which is Tomasz Nopek.
Can we say that for certain, yeah?
I'm pretty certain. So before tonight's races, he was... where's it gone?
Well, he did get a second and first, so yeah, you're probably right.
I'm willing to put my house on it. So before tonight's races, he was 58 points ahead of Skylar Loverink.
Possibly if he doesn't turn up next week and forgets to sign out and loses 5 points, that might be the only deciding factor, but I don't think that would even make a difference.
I still think he scored, so he needed more than 80 points advantage over Skylar. So
I thought you said 106.
No, so for each round, it is 40 points for the win. So 80 points and for Nopek not to score 82 points and for Nopek not to score a single point. So hopefully the results are getting loaded up, but I'm pretty confident it's all over bar the shouting in the AMs. I think in the pros, I think Chris Fielder, in terms of the AMs, I think that still might be pretty close, just purely down to how the points are built out in the championship, with only a point being the difference between first and second place. So Chris Fielder is currently in the lead by 7. It's behind Gunter by 7 points, and I think Gunter managed a P2 for that second race, or a P3, and I think it was in the podium positions in race 1 as well. So that's going to go down to the wire. So we're going to have to sit here with our calculators next week, I think, Derek.
Yeah, I'll let you do the calculation. Numbers are not my strong point.
I might be fond of them. Right, thank you very much for all you lucky people who have joined us for the last
Gay people.
2.5 hours. Thank you very much for Derek for keeping me sane and keeping me laughing for the last 2.5 hours as well. So thank you again,
My
Derek.
insanity has kept you sane.
It has, it has. I'm now going to go and play with some spreadsheets in a dark room for the next 20 minutes. Thank you again all for joining me. Join us again for Thursday night's Gamers United Mental Health Rookie Series on Thursday. At Watkins Glen once again. Thank you very much all. Good night.
Good night.